This morning the Great British Ghost Tour is taking a detour and stopping off at Fall River in Massachusetts. Behind me it's the Lizzie Borden guest house, scene of the infamous murder and of course just an equally infamous haunting. The Great British Ghost Tour is at Plymouth, and right now we are at Burial Hill, and as you can see behind me, this is the location of their first ever fort. Some of the pilgrims are actually buried in this very graveyard. Some of the gravestones have been lost to time. However, there are still some that you can see today. Their positions now marked out with modern carvings or signage. The graveyard is reputedly haunted, and this is just some of the things that are supposedly said to go on here. So tonight, for the Great British Ghost Tour, we're on a ghost tour of Plymouth. I've been told to meet the group at the hearse next to Plymouth Rock. Let's see if Plymouth after dark has got a very different feel to what it has during the hours of daylight. So tonight the Daily Boo is in Plymouth, doing the ghost tour, and there's seems like quite a sizable bunch of people, and they're all too happy. None of them are looking frightened. But the host seems keen to show me some pictures a little bit later on with all sorts of weird and wonderful things. I hope she's talking about things that are paranormal. No doubt there'll be orbs aplenty on the pictures. I hope.
Oh. Now he actually dies from a broken leg, and he's frequently seen standing right by the grandfather's clock.
Well, just got back after the ghost tour of Plymouth. Oh my goodness. It was fascinating to watch how the group of women actually reacted whilst they were going around one of these supposedly haunted houses. They were literally feeding off each other in terms of their fear. Now, that was interesting because at Spirit Quest on the weekend we did In Search of Fear, but this time it was magnified exponentially compared to that. They were going into rooms, they were taking lots of pictures, there's flashes going off left, right and centre. They were looking for orbs on their photos, and that was despite conversations with me earlier explaining what orbs actually are. Perfectly natural effects of a video camera and a still camera. But they would accept it, and then literally within 2 minutes they were back off and resorting back to taking pictures looking for orbs again. And they were scaring each other by bumping into each other, by brushing against each other, and that fear of the dark seemed to be catching and doing the rounds. So eventually I just decided to wait outside. But it just goes to show how much influence the storyteller has on the atmosphere on the tour, feeding that fear. The tour itself was okay. Wasn't the best one I've been on, and that's probably why I decided to leave early and head to the bar.